Hello and welcome to Manga96, and today we're going to talk about High School DxD. After covering the abilities of the Church Trio in the previous video, in this one let's focus on the black and white cats and an immortal bird and see what they're capable of as the future wives of the Red Dragon Emperor. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning. I shall be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with what the black cat is capable of. As a devil, Kuroka has all the common skills and powers of one, including the power to cast spells. She primarily uses this in tandem with her senjutsu and youjutsu techniques. Koneko has stated that her power rivals that of an ultimate class devil, and even with Tanin's help, it wouldn't be easy to capture her. As a bishop who took 2 bishop pieces, Kuroka is able to enhance her magic and demonic powers to a greater extent than a regular bishop. She is also a very skilled youjutsu user, letting her use offensive and defensive spells. She has also been proven to be capable of using a number of different spells and curses, which cause various effects on Biko, as well as strengthening her poisonous mist to affect Sun Wukong to examine his constitution. Using her Jujutsu skills, she can also create a poisonous mist to restrain her opponents. This is only effective against both yokais and devils, where dragons and dragon-type secret gear possessors are immune to it. Kuroka is able to cast illusions such as creating mirage copies of herself to throw her opponents off. Being a Nekusho, she is also proficient in senjutsu, being able to control her ki to strengthen both her internal and external body, as well as detect others nearby based on their auras. She has shown to be able to control nature around her. She could turn the mud around her from hard to soft to seal the movements of one of Fenrir's sons, while in the manga Kuroka could control the earth and plants, forming a large amount of them to attack. She can combine senjutsu and youjutsu techniques to fire concentrated blasts of energy. By covering herself in an aura of ki, she can increase her strength, defense and speed. She can also summon multiple big wheels that are covered in black flames. Kuroka uses her senjutsu to conceal her presence from other devils by changing her ki flow. Being a bishop worth 2 bishop pieces, Kuroka has remarkable magic potential, abilities and talent, letting her surpass her previous master in a short amount of time. She has shown to be skilled in teleportation, defensive and devil magic. She could store objects such as magical chains, Gleipnir, inside of another dimension. She has also shown the ability to create a sturdy defense magic circle to protect the room that she and her comrades were staying in. Kuroka also demonstrated the ability to transport herself and others to various locations, such as when she teleported Vali and Fenrir to a personalized alternate space where Vali could fight Fenrir. She is also noted to be capable of sneaking into the underworld without the permission of the Devil Garment due to her skill at teleportation magic. Kuroka is capable of summoning Gogomago from the alternation dimension where he is kept. She was capable of summoning Vali with Lefei's help. In addition to senjutsu, youjutsu and magic, she learned how to perform space-time manipulation. Though at this point she can manipulate space, letting her create a barrier that can trap her opponents in another space. She has proven to be able to perform short-range teleportation techniques to create some distance between herself and Koneko. Aside from magic, senjutsu and youjutsu, Kuroka has some skill in hand-to-hand combat, able to hold back against Koneko for a short while. She can also combine with the Toki and senjutsu to further increase her power of her physical attacks. After training with Magari, Kuroka's skill in hand-to-hand combat was further enhanced, as she easily defeated Sacred Gear users by combining her Toki, senjutsu and youjutsu into her physical strikes. As she was reincarnated using 2 bishop pieces, which grants her enhanced magic power more than a normal bishop. She also uses mythical chains that were forged by dwarves used to bind Fenrir. During the battle against Loki, Kuroka summoned and used them in order to seal Fenrir's movements. Moving on to the white cat. Being a Nekusho, Koneko is able to use senjutsu, she is still in training under her sister, Kuroka as well as Magari. By tapping into senjutsu, she gains control over the flow of ki and greatly enhances her physical attacks. Koneko can also use senjutsu to detect the presence of others. She can cover herself in an aura of ki, drastically increasing her strength, defense and speed. By volume 24, she could cover herself in a tremendous toki and has surpassed her sister in terms of strength. Though the usage of senjutsu, Koneko can use ki to recover both person's physical and mental health, in addition to their stamina. Through being in physical contact with the person she's healing, and can be used to even recover a person's life force, which was damaged through different means, and did so continuously after Issei used Juggernaut to drive. A more effective and faster healing technique in which Koneko directly shares her ki with a man to heal life force to a greater extent. This is done by the act of having sex. Though Koneko has never performed this, she claims to be capable of doing so when offering it to Issei should he need it. She can summon multiple big wheels that are covered in white flames that have the power of purification. Koneko had learned a practical use of senjutsu from Kuroka as a countermeasure against the evil dragons revived using Sephiroth Growl, in which she uses a jewel from Issei's armor to seal their souls inside it, as shown with Grendel, who was later stored and guarded in heaven. Being a Nekomata, Koneko is able to use Yoijutsu, but she is still learning under her sister. She uses Yoijutsu in tandem with her senjutsu. Despite her size, Koneko has been described as having extreme strength, lifting opponents and things larger than herself, such as Weiser, who she then knocked a great distance from herself. She could fight and defeat Sulan, a rook who she evaluated as equal to a queen. After entering her Nekomata level 2 mode, Koneko's strength is enhanced to where she could fight against Grandom, who has superhuman strength from his clan trait and a rook piece. In volume 24, she surpassed her older sister in terms of strength, who rivals that of an ultimate class devil. To match her strength, Koneko has high defense enough that most attacks, such as being stomped on or being shot by a light bullet, doesn't have much effect on her, bouncing just off of her. Despite being a rook, Koneko also has above average speed, being able to move around far more than others due to her size and could handle almost all Zulan Swiss attacks. Through using either her Toki or Nekomata mode level 2, her speed is increased, letting her to move fast enough to catch opponents off guard. In volume 24, having gained her third tail, Koneko's speed alone exceeds Kuroka's ability to detect her presence. As a Nekomata, Koneko naturally has heightened senses, just as the time she was able to smell fallen angels within the church. She is able to shapeshift to hide and regrow her cat ears and tail to appear more human whenever she wants. Regrowing them grants Koneko her natural Nekomata abilities. Some transformations that she possesses are Nekomata mode level 2. In this mode, Koneko is able to grow a second tail similar to her older sister after further increasing her ability by covering herself in Toki using Senjutsu, which gives her explosive power and incredible physical abilities for a temporary amount of time. In Shirone mode, which is her second mode, where she is able to make herself grow much older, appearing similar to her older sister temporarily by gathering the natural ki around her and syncing it with her Toki. In Shirone mode, she is granted full access to her Nekomata powers, letting her use moves such as Kasha and becoming the power of purification itself, being able to make the enhanced vampire disappear by merely touching them in volume 16. Koneko is also a master of hand-to-hand combat, which combined with her rook trait lets her overpower several enemies, sending enormous foes much larger than herself backwards and defeating trained former exorcists. In fact, she is able to defeat Sulon, a far more experienced rook, without a sign of exhaustion, only losing to a sneak attack from Yubelun. After accepting her Nekomata powers, she is able to combine Toki, Senjutsu and Purification powers to further increase her physical attacks. In volume 17, she has improved her skills to where she could fight against the mass-produced evil dragons and later fought a mass-produced Grendel in volume 18. In Volume 24, Koneko could also fight evenly with Kuroka, whose powers rival that of an ultimate class devil and even surpassed her. Moving on to the Immortal Bird. As a devil, Ravel has all the common skills and powers of one, including the power to cast spells, which is enhanced further due to her bishop piece. As a member of the Phenex clan, Ravel shares her family signature regeneration abilities, being able to regenerate lost limbs and recover from wounds instantly, as demonstrated in Volume 25 when she regenerated from the damage inflicted by the Valkyrie squad. Where, since their immortality is fueled by their demonic powers and affected by their mental state, if her body would be destroyed multiple times or her demonic power run out, she wouldn't be able to regenerate. As a member of the Phenex clan, she is capable of using strong fire-based attack, noted to be strong enough to burn scale mail armor. In a manga side story, she is shown to be capable of blowing half of her brother's head away with a single attack. Ravel has learned to fight in close quarter combat after becoming Isa's servant, being able to hold her own against Koneko, a rook who specializes in close quarter combat. She has proven herself to be more intelligent than most devils who are older than herself, such as her older brother Riser and Terias. She has impeccable recall, able to memorize all of both the magic circles and symbols on capsules used to make Phenex clan members clones after seeing it once. She devised methods for others to use their own powers, such as Isa for using his Welsh Blaster Bishop and partial dragon deification, in addition to Zenobia in using Excalibur. Where Ravel's true talent is her strategic skills on par with Sona, and coupled with the power of her king and teammates, it makes her dangerous. Her mother noted her true nature is supremacy, a ruthless strategist who puts her opponents in terrible and irreversible situations, such as using Infinite Blaster to alter the gaming field, overcoming the Lightning and C3 teams. In Volume 23, she competed with the plans described by Rudiger, the upsetting sorcerer. In DX4 against Team C3, she used Irina's light rings as a beacon for Bina to retrieve them using her attacks. She earned praise from Tobio and Indra, the latter noted Issa couldn't function without her. In Volume 25, Ravel formed optimal formation to counter the Leisure Kings, pitting Zenovia's Excalibur Scabbard, Oreo and Irina against Apollon, the Sun God, Bina, Asia and Fafnir against Artemis, forcing them into a stalemate. In true Volume 3 against Rias's team, a solid plan was devised to checkmate Rias with Issa's power, while their teammates distracted and faced hers to minimize his stamina loss. Her tactics earned the Underworld's and others factions' attention. As Issa's manager, she could use her strategic talent to properly ensure and plan out his political growth, schedule his appearances as Opie Dragon, time spent with his harem, and find candidates to be his pact magician. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on those three. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.